NBA 2K26 is around the corner and there's already a flurry of demigod broken builds out there. Despite not having played a game, I'm sure you're wondering, what build am I gonna make on day one? In this video, we're ranking some community builds that look like they will in fact break NBA 2K26. What it do? UchGamerX. I hope y'all staying blessed, man. I know I speak for everyone when I say I cannot wait for this game to drop. Now, while waiting, I've spent the entire last weekend watching hundreds of creators' videos to be up to date on the latest gameplay trends about NBA 2K26, and I think I can help you make an informed decision on what build to make on day one. Smash a like on this video and hit that subscribe button so we can get started. Let's get it. Alright, y'all, so the first build I'm really going to take a look at is the version of the 6'6 build with small arms from Joe Knows. I've always played on taller guards for the past, I don't even know how many 2Ks right now. I used to play on small guards when I was like maybe 2K15, 16ish, but now for the past 4 or 5, maybe 6 2Ks, I've always been on a 6'6 player or taller. 6'6 really looks like it's going to be a great height this year. So the build that he actually completed is pretty solid. I ain't gonna lie to you, like, it is not bad at all. The one thing that he does not have on his build, which I think I might change on mine come day one, is probably going to be the driving dunk. I just think if you're 6'6, you need to have some kind of finishing. So I get it, you know, floaters are going to be great this year, but I plan on playing in a proam this year, and I just don't think I want to be playing on a build that doesn't have at least a 40 standing dunk, because remember that this year you need to be 6'5 and taller in order for you to equip standing dunks. So be mindful of that. If you like to play on a 6'2, 6'1, 6'3 guard and 6'4, in the past 2Ks you were able to do a standing dunk cheese, I'm sorry, this year is just not going to happen. Honestly, I'm okay to put this build in a B tier. I'm putting it in a B because there's definitely a few things that you can probably do better about this build. The first thing, of course, is being to lowering your driving layup. If layups are going to be great, then I think I will be okay going with just the 85, maybe, just so I can get layup mixmaster on silver, and it's a tier 2 badge, so that means I can easily just max plus to that and be able to, you know, maybe put my attributes onto something else like driving dunk, like I said earlier, or even just standing dunk. And also the rebounding, he's gonna put that, I believe, at 60, because listen, me personally, my biggest pet peeve on defense is, yes, you got an 85 perimeter defense here and you got an 85 steal, which is solid. You got a 68 block, again, very solid. But what good is that if you can get a stop but you can't get the rebound? So personally, I always like to have at least 60 either on the offensive or defensive rebounding, and it looks like this year rebounding might not be that expensive. I'm trying to see here the badge tiers. It looks like rebound chaser is going to be a tier 1, so I lied. Oh my god, if it is going to be expensive, then you might have to go a little taller, but still I think 60 defensive rebounding has to be done on most guards this year. With the shorter wingspan, it's going to be difficult, so you need to have at least something for you to get some stops fully. All right, so this build is in a B tier for me, and now we're going to move on to another build that I think is absolutely goated. And that build, ladies and gentlemen, is the Kevin Durant build from Joe Knows again. Listen, the guy really cooked on this one. Oh my god, like, this build literally has no weaknesses. It has no weaknesses at all. The ball handle is great for 6'11", because this year it looks like Kevin Durant dribble style is only, I think, a 60 or between 60 and 65 speed with ball. You can also equip most of his playmaking animations at 70 ball handle, if I'm not mistaken. Honestly, Joe really cooked with this build, no cap. There's literally nothing I would change about this build. I just hope that day one this build is going to be as viable as I hope it will, because look at this. You get an 85 close shot, you get a 90 driving layup, 87 driving dunk, so that, and coupled with the 77 vertical, that means you get posterizer on silver, but you also unlock, at least it's the two-hand pro contact dunks, so at least that's good. But you get an 87 post control. That is, I mean, I'm sorry, this is way too many attributes to have on a build that's this tall. Builds this tall have no business having this many attributes, and the fact that we get that is just, oh my goodness. You can absolutely count on me to make this build. I don't think it's going to be day one, but this is easily the easiest S tier build of the video so far. I don't even think I need to explain more, and you still get decent rebounding because you're 6'11". 85 D-board is absolutely more than enough. You're not a center. This is perfect, and you get an 84 block. You get a 60 steal, so you can play the lanes. You also get a very good pass accuracy. And should I even get into the mid-range? An 89, because you can absolutely max plus one this or cap break this once you actually complete the specialization. I think most people who play on taller builds are absolutely going to make this, myself included. Let's move on to the next build. In past 2Ks, making a very good build and also getting a good build name was really difficult, because most of the time the build names really would not really impact how good your build would be online. But this year 2K absolutely cooked. I'm not gonna lie to you, especially this build that UchGamerX did. Shout out to UchGamerX. I'm sorry I'm not using the full footage. I'm just skipping through. I'm telling you, this build is also going to be very good in NBA 2K26, in my opinion. This is his two-way midi slashing cleaner, and the build, first of all, the name is insane. Off rip, the name is absolutely bonkers. And the other thing that I like is the fact that you are 6'8", and the tier 2 is really cheap here. So some of the notable badges that you will have at tier 2 in this case are Bucks Out Beast, Aerial Wizard, Immovable Enforcer. You'll also have Lightning Lunch. This is something that I've seen that I really like. The fact that you should be able to get such an important badge at tier 2 when you're 6'7" and up, if I am not mistaken. This is very good. And you also get a couple of really good badges, especially the Float Game badge, which you can also get at tier 2, and High Flying Denier. So this build is really, and I mean really good. First of all, it's a little taller than most builds usually are, because a lot of people will be going with like 6'6" and 6'7s, and then you get immaculate driving dunk on this build. You also get crazy good shooting, 91 mid-range, even more than Kevin Durant build that we just looked at a few minutes ago. And the ball handle is also very good, as well as the speed with ball, pass accuracy. Honestly, this build he just cooked. There's nothing here. I mean, the defensive rebounding is a little small, but it's still good enough. Speed 85, agility 81, definitely great. Driving layup is just a tiny bit low, but you can absolutely get away with that. Great build. I would put this build in an A tier just because it's a Zion Williamson build. You should be able to get at least a little higher driving layup in here, but really that's the only thing I can. And the strength, probably it's 53. It's very low. That's also the second concern that I had. That's why I didn't put that at the S tier. It's probably going to be an A in my opinion. Next build on the list, this is also a 6'8" build, and honestly, grinding just cooked on this build as well. It looks absolutely crazy. The one thing I would say that I'm not really a big fan of is, no, the speed with ball is fine. It's mostly the driving layup again, and the strength. I mean, I just don't understand why the strength is so low on a 6'8". That's the two things that I would say about this build. But honestly, the shooting is amazing. 92 mid-range. Personally, I never, like, it's only in 2K25 that I even went past 92 or 91 mid-range. I've always liked to play with the high 80s for my mid-range and three-pointer anyway. Like, I never go past 87 or 88. I've always been comfortable with that. And this year, you get a 92 on a 6'8" with an 83 3 ball, and you can also get an 89 driving dunk, as well as a 92 perimeter defense. Speed with ball was very costly before, but now you get an 80 speed with ball, bro. I'm telling you, man, taller builds are gonna be the meta this year again. This 2K23 all over again, honestly. And quite frankly, I don't think I mind that. 23 was not the best game of all time, especially because the adrenaline bars were introduced and people lost their minds. But it's still a very solid build, and you even got enough standing dunk as well. That was the one complaint that I had with, you know, the first 6-6 build that we saw from Jomnos, which didn't have any standing or driving dunk. Now this is a build that's complete. The bad part also is a 47 block, my G. Like, this is a build that you gotta make. So if I were to remake this, again, I haven't played the game yet, I'm just speculating off of what I think the builder is going to allow us to do. I would definitely lower my steal rating, because you don't need 85 steal rating in 2K26 according to what I've seen. The gameplay does not really allow you to get on ball steals as much, so I would go maybe 73 just so I can get silver interceptor and bronze glove, and I would up my block rating on this build, as well as lower my defensive rebounding to just 60, and maybe try and squeeze in a bit more strength. If you got a 60 defensive rebounding, you gotta be able to get at least some decent strength, and you got a high vertical. Because you got to remember, when you go for contact dunks, because you got an 89, so you're going to have pro contact dunks, off 1 and off 2. You need to have strength. This year, it looks like interior defense has been buffed a little bit. That's what I would do personally for this build. Quite frankly, the way defense has been presented as in NBA 2K26, it looks like offense is going to be very overpowered. However, we still got some really good defensive minds in the community, like Swag Godly and Bauer. So this is the lockdown build, pretty much a power forward lockdown build that Swag uploaded on Saturday last week. I'm telling you, this is it's tough. It's a tough build. It's only a few, I think a handful of people who can use this build properly. And it's not a build that you're going to be able to use just all of the time, you know, in certain game modes. You really need to specialize in shooting, first of all, because you only get an 81 3-point shot here. It's still good enough because I think you can still unlock Matt Ryan's base. That's what I was using last year before Team I came along. It's still a very good base for you to be able to shoot wide open jumpers, catch and shoot. The thing is, this is a power forward lockdown build, and it's got a 94 defensive rebounding at 6'7", and you got 252 pounds with an 82 strength. So I'm pretty sure he's gonna cap break the strength whenever that's possible. You also got very good standing dunk. All in all, this is a B tier build for me. You will have, unfortunately, some limitations if you take this build in a rec, if you're not a good player, by the way. This is a build that only a handful of people can use, and if you're not one of those people, please don't even make this build. This build is really for people who know how to use the game, and I would strongly advise for you to make this build after you've made a couple already. Last but not least, I had to include this in here. This is probably the funniest build video I've ever seen in a while, bruh. It's Zach2K's physical table setter build. Like, this is troll at its finest. It was hilarious. I'm sorry. The 59 steal, the 67 block, 53 perimeter defense with a 99 pass accuracy is just, I'm sorry, I couldn't. The guy got all the playmaking badges on legend, but nothing else to show for. Dishmaster is just insane. The name, everything else, bro, it's just a funny. And the fact that he got DeMarcus Cousins in the shades off is just crazy to me, man. Physical table setter is hilarious. I ain't gonna lie to you. I wasn't gonna put this video, this build is in the video, but when he beat freaking Wavy Mellow, I was like, okay, yeah, this build he cooked in here. But oh my god, the weaknesses had me weak, bro. Can't pull bigs out to the perimeter, not intent to crash on offensive glass. I'm sorry, bro. This, in terms of what this build was made for, which is just to be a troll, this is an S build. I'm sorry, bro. Y'all can hate me all y'all want, but I'm sorry. This was peak entertainment, bro. Very funny video, bro. Like, I watched it way too many times, honestly. If there is a build that I missed out, let me know in the comments. Just go ahead and leave us a like on this video and let me know what build you're going to be making on day 1 of NBA 2K26. Hopefully you guys are able to make it to Friday healthy and be able to play. I'll see you guys out there. So this is how I reacted when I first found out about Out of Bounds, the MyCareer storyline for NBA 2K26. Check out this video on the card that shows on your screen. Peace out.